हमारा जो आज का टॉपिक है दैट इज सप्लाई शेड्यूल। तो यस्टरडे हमने थोड़ा इस पे डिस्कशन किया। तो सप्लाई शेड्यूल क्या होती है? सो व्हेन a relationship between price and supply is shown on a table, that table is called a supply schedule. So the table which shows relationship between or a direct relationship between price and quantity supply of a good, it is supply schedule. It is supply schedule. So what is supply schedule? Supply schedule shows list of quantities of a good or different quantities of a good offered for sale at different prices. That is supply schedule. So supply schedule shows different quantities of a good offered for sale or supplied by the suppliers. Different quantities. It shows different quantities offered for sale at different prices. Thus, it shows direct or opposite relationship between price and quantity supply. We can have a supply schedule. We have price and we have quantity supply. The price is 5, quantity supply is 100. For example, price increases to 10, quantity supply 200, 15, 300, 20, 400. So this is supply schedule. Supply schedule, as we know, have two types. One is individual supply schedule and next is market supply schedule. So it has two types. We have two types of supply schedule. One is individual supply schedule. Market supply schedule. Individual supply schedule and market supply schedule. Thus, we should now proceed what is individual supply schedule. Individual supply schedule. Individual supply schedule. Individual supply schedule is the table. It is a table which shows different quantities of a good offered for sale by a single firm or seller or producer at different prices. Thus we can say الو. ونس. شكرا بس كلاس. انس كين لازم ठीक है ठीक है देखिए चलो ऐसा से बोल रहे हम्म 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 ठीक है शी it shows positive or direct relationship between price and quantity supply. Thus, we can say that a table which shows different quantities of a good offered for sale by a single firm. So it shows individual supply of an individual firm at different prices. It also shows direct and positive relation. That means when price increases, the firm supplies more. When price decreases, the firm supplies less. So according to price, the firm, this single firm or this individual seller or individual firm, it supplies accordingly. Thus, we can say that the tabular form of different quantities offered for sale by an individual firm at different prices in the market is called individual supply schedule. Thus, it shows positive relationship between this. Positive means when one increases, one variable increases, another also increases. We have price and we have quantity supply. Quantity supply. Price and quantity supply. We have for example 5, 10. 10 we have 20. When price as increases, supply increases. 20 it is 40. So this is the relationship between price and quantity supply, which is shown by an individual supply schedule. So when price is 5, supply is 10. When price increases to 10, supply increases to 20. As price increases, the supply also increases. Direct and positive relationship between price and quantity supply. Quantity supply. Then we have the market supply schedule. Very easy market supply schedule. So individual supply schedule shows supply of one firm. Market supply schedule shows total supply of the market supplied by different sellers or producers or suppliers. So market supply schedule is a table which shows different quantities of a good offered for sale अच्छा जनाज है अच्छा अच्छा बरा गस न बरा देम न it's a table which shows different quantities of a good offered for sale by all the firms or sellers at different prices. at different prices. Thus, it also shows positive or direct relationship between price and quantity supply. Price and quantity supply. It also shows positive and direct relationship between price and quantity supply. So how to construct it? Market supply schedule. So it is the supply of all. It is price. We have, so in the market we have so many sellers, producers, firms who supply to the market. They respond differently with market price. Some supply less, some supply more. We have quantity supply by, for example, firm A. There is firm A, B, C, D, which makes the market. Quantity supply by B. Quantity supply by C. Quantity supply by D. Market supply. Market supply. So we can write down one thing also here. Market supply is summation of individual supply. Market supply is sum of individual supply. Sum of individual supply. Thus, for example, price is ₹5. The first supplier supplies 10 units. For example, second supply is 20, third supply is 25, and fourth supply is, for example, 30. Sum of A, B, C, D, it becomes market supply. Supply of A plus B plus C plus D, it becomes market supply. It becomes market supply. 30, 30, plus 85 is market supply. So here 85, it is sum of individual supply. For example, price increases to 10, the supply of A will increase, the B will also increase, C will also increase, D will also increase. 50 through 7 through 105. We have 15, for example, price. The A seller increases his supply, B also increases his supply, C also increases his supply, D also increases supply. Again, if price increases, A also increases supply, B increases supply, C increases supply, D increases supply. Sadji to bullshit, Sadji को 145. ये क्या बनेगा 50 75 शीत 5 शीत 5 शीत Sadji के 135. ये आएगा 30 50 50 30 शीत 5 शीत 5 शीत 5 शीत Sadji 125. So this is market supply schedule. So market supply schedule is a table which shows different quantities of a good offered for sale or ready for sale, willing and able to sell at different prices by all the firms in the market. We can write down this from the above table. When price is 5, quantity supply by firm A is 10, quantity supply by firm B is 20, quantity supply by C is 25, and quantity supply by D to the market is 30. and the market supply becomes sum of individual supply, that is 85. When price rises from 5 to 10, the supply of A increases to 15, supply of B increases to 25, supply of C increases to 30, and supply of D increases to 35, and the market supply becomes 105. So as price increases, the individual supply increases and market supply also increases. We show direct relationship between price and quantity supply. Price and quantity supply. So this is all about the supply schedule. Thank you very much.